We welcome you to Chapter 111 of The Flower of Freedom by Deborah J. Reeves. All rights to both the book and presentation are reserved. You know your way to your chair by now. You know that you have to leave your burdens outside the door. This is a moment in time where you can rest and relax and find just a little peace. So, we're going to begin Chapter 111, The First Wedding. At the penthouse, the celebration was without reserve. There was so much food and so many choices of beverages. Long before anyone turned toward the table, Bertie and Philippe were met by Joseph and Michaud. All four of them were lost in laughable antics for some minutes at the doorway before they included any of the others. Finally, Bertie turned toward Suzette, and he started to sing, "Here comes the bride, all dressed in white. Here comes Michaud, dressed like a toad." Everyone groaned, and Marie said, "Never mind, Michaud, you're not a toad. Suzette has determined that you are the frog. Kiss him quick, Suzette, before he starts eating flies." Josette and Suzette were so happy when they were together, and Francois stood back and smiled at his expanding family. He and Josette had such dreams for the future. They were joyful about Michaud's choice of bride. They knew Suzette to be a fine young woman, and they loved the man that Michaud was when he was with her. Since Michaud had truly fallen in love, he was a different man, a more confident man. Francois watched as Suzette's mother joined Josette and Suzette. The three of them already looked like a family. Francois could barely believe that he and Josette had not found themselves in the same social sphere as Yvette and Danielle before. Francois was not surprised that Danielle and Aki had been friends for years. The fact that Marie would be the maid of honor to Suzette seemed only to cement all the moving parts into one harmonious whole. Marie and Suzette had talked about it, and they both agreed that Suzette's attitude toward Josette and Josette's attitude toward Suzette was the most wonderful opportunity for familial happiness. People say that you do not marry your spouse's family, but marriages offer the opportunity to integrate two families into one heartline. Unless everyone's heart is open, pain and old lessons will have to be repeated. Those experiences are handed down to one more generation, and the next opportunity to put the negative to rest does not arrive until the next generation makes a choice toward integration or ongoing division. Happiness and security wait politely to flood into everyone's life. Happiness and security must be invited in. Time slid toward the perfect target. The head table held a beautiful bride and her adoring groom. It was the kind of wedding that everyone wishes to attend. True love was attending. On one side sat Joseph, the best man, with Nicole, and on the other side sat Marie and Philippe. Love was in the air. Bertie and Bianca sat on the other side of Marie and Philippe. The bridesmaids wore emerald dresses. It magically highlighted the appearance of Marie's blonde hair, Nicole's red hair, and Bianca's almost black hair. It particularly accentuated Bianca's green eyes in a way that made her irresistible. "The pictures would be stunning," elderly aunts and guests commented. At the wedding reception, Uncle Aki sat with Bianca's parents, Jacques and Delilah. They were interested when Aki told them that Marie was going to spend a year at McGill on an exchange because he was worried about the unrest that seemed to be fomenting on the campus at PSL. He even mentioned that Marie's adoptive parents had a small apartment building in which Marie could live while attending McGill. With Bianca sitting next to a charmed Bertie at the head table, Bianca's parents, the Lagardes, told Aki that they had a dilemma. They had just been notified that they were going to be stationed in Uruguay as diplomats this coming August. They had no idea what they would do with Bianca because they were certain that she would not be willing to accompany them and give up her studies. She had no siblings or grandparents, they lamented. They had already contacted a realtor to help them sell their home, and they worried about the hostilities at BSL while they were gone. Before the bouquet was thrown, a plan was born, and as an omen to seal the deal, Bianca caught the bouquet. Uncle Aki went back to the penthouse that night at 2 a.m. Marie came home in a cab. She had no idea where Bertie had gone, and when she asked Philippe, he just raised his eyebrows and offered to call her a cab. Bertie came back the next day, and he would not say where he had been. My business, he called over his shoulder as he went to the guest room to sleep the day away. Uncle Aki told Marie and Bertie that he had spoken to Oscar. Dr. D was hoping that Marie would work with him in his office as a student. Marie beamed. It was a dream come true. Aki told them that Oscar and Colette had an apartment that would be empty before the school year started. It was a 2-bedroom, and they were happy to have Marie and her friend reside there. Suzette can't leave Michaud right after they were married, Marie interjected, confused. Not Suzette, Marie-Claire, Bianca. Her parents have been assigned to the diplomatic corps in Uruguay starting in August. They're selling their home, and at the reception they asked if we would help Bianca stay safe in Canada while all the disruptions are happening at PSL. Bianca? Asked Marie. Bertie crowed, Great! That's the end of this chapter. We look forward to seeing you for the next. I remain your friend, Deborah.